The confidence you want isn't missing Nias being stolen your. Confidence hasn't disappeared, it's being taken from you piece by piece. Taken every time you say tomorrow, and already know you won't act. Taken every time you laugh off disrespect just to keep the atmosphere comfortable. Taken every time you rehearse words in your head instead of speaking them. Taken every time you scroll to feel something because sitting with yourself feels too quiet. Listen carefully. Most people don't want confidence, they want permission. They want applause before they stand upright. They want approval as protection. They want someone else to confirm they're worthy before they move, and that is exactly why they remain weak. Because at the moment you need to be liked, come manageable. You can be bullied with praise, pushed with guilt, shrunk with a joke, silenced with a look. But there is a form of confidence that destroys all of that. Not loud confidence, not performance confidence. The quiet kind. The kind that unsettles people because they can't read you, they can't shift you, they can't control you. It's the confidence that doesn't text-lane itself. It shows up when someone tests you and you don't rush to defend yourself. When you're ignored and you don't chase. When disrespect comes wrapped as humor and you don't smile to fit in. You simply look at them calm, grounded, and without tracing your voice, you make it clear, not with me. And suddenly the room changes, because most people know how to deal with emotion. They know anger, they know insecurity, they know desperation. They know someone begging to be accepted, but they don't know what to do with someone who is rooted. Someone who is still. So if you want confidence that actually shakes people, here is the truth nobody likes hearing. You will not think your way into it. You will earn it, quietly, deliberately, in private. When nobody is watching. When your body wants comfort. When your mind asks for escape. When quitting would be easy, you finish anyway. Because confidence is not a feeling, it's a receipt. Proof that you kept your word. And when you collect enough proof, your body changes. Your eyes slow down. Your voice settles. Your presence gains weight. That's when people treat you friendly. Not because you demand a dress picked, but because you stop at bettering yourself. So let me ask you a question that reveals a varying. If I followed you for one day, just one, would I see someone growing stronger or someone rehearsing weakness? Sit with that. Because today isn't about inspiration. It's about beckoning someone who doesn't need it. You want confidence so solid that when you enter a room, people feel it before you speak. Not because you dominate, not because you perform, but because your presence is heavy. Your eyes are steady. Your body is calm. You don't chase approval like someone starving for crumbs. Most people believe confidence is a feeling. They wait for it like they wait for motivation. They hope one day they'll wake up ready, and when they don't, they shrink. They delay. They apologize for existing. That's why confidence never revives. Confidence isn't felt first, it's built. Decision by decision, repetition by repetition. Built properly, it doesn't just lift your mood. It changes how people respond to you, what they try with you. And yes, sometimes it scares them. Because many people are only comfortable when you are smaller than they are. So here's a question that might sting. When you walk into a room, do you enter like a guest in your own life? Do you skin for permission? Measure your voice before using it. Smile too quickly. Agree too fast. Laugh to make things safe. Be honest, because if you do, you're not lacking confidence. You're practicing submission. And whatever you practice, you become. Here is the first truth. Your confidence is being drained by your habits, not your personality. You cannot think your way into power while living in ways that signal self-disrespect. You can't scroll for hours, eat without care, sleep without rhythm, avoid discomfort. Speak like you're guilty and expect to walk outside with a spine made of steel. That's fantasy. Confidence is the result of keeping promises to yourself, not promises to others. Those are easy you fear, their reaction. Promises to yourself are where a character is revealed. Because no one is watching. Every time you say, tomorrow, when you could act today, something inside you learns your word doesn't matter. Every time you say, I'll start and don't, your mind records it. Quietly, I cannot trust me. And when you don't trust yourself, you've come anxious around others. You know your foundation is soft. So you rely on compliments, attention, validation. To hold you up. That's not confidence. That's dependency. Here's where it changes. If you want confidence that unsettles people, stop trying to look confident. Become reliable to yourself. Not perfect, reliable. Do you know what truly dangerous looks like? Not loud, not aggressive, not angry. Dangerous is steady. And steady people terrify an unstable world because the world runs on emotion, mood, trends, fear, approval. And when you walk in as someone who doesn't sway with wind, people don't know how to handle you. They try guilt, praise, jokes, pressure, drama. But your tone doesn't change. Your face doesn't move. You don't explain, Rube. You don't beg. That kind of confidence makes weak minds uneasy, so we train it. Not with affirmations, those are sugar. Temporary. We train it with weight. Your mind is a blade. If you don't sharpen it, it dulls. If you don't protect it, it rusts. If you don't use it, it weakens. Ask yourself this: what are you feeding your mind daily? Because confidence is built. From consumption, consume chiosend, you become chaotic. Consume comparison, and you become insecure. Consume endless entertainment, and you become impatient. Consume opinions, and you become hollow. Confidence requires inner silence. Not silence in your mouth, silence inside. The ability to stand in your own mind without constant stimulation. If you can't sit alone for 10 minutes without reaching for your phone, how will you stand under pressure? If you can't handle boredom, how will you handle ejection? Confidence is not built in public. It's built in private. In mornings when you didn't want to rise. In evenings when you went to quit. In moments where no one would punish you for failing. But you choose the harder path anyway. Most people want confidence for power over others. To impress, to dominate, to be admired. That's weak fuel. Because at the moment the crowd stops clapping, it collapses. Real confidence is simpler. I can handle myself, and when you know you can handle yourself, the world loses its grip. Reject me, can handle it. Laugh fee, can handle it. Misunderstand me, can handle it. Levi, can handle it. You stop begging life to be gentle. You stop shrinking. That's when people notice, you don't chase, you don't panic, you don't talk too much, you don't perform, and some people will test you. Small disrespect, silence, attention games, boundary pushes, because many people feel safely when they can move. And when they can't, your calm reflects their chaos. So they call you arrogant. They say you changed. They ask who you think you are. What they mean is you're not controllable anymore. Now the training begins. First, stop negotiating with yourself. Your mind ice like a child. If you negotiate, it learns. It can win. You say you'll wake up at 6 o'clock. Morning comes. Your boundaries that change how people treat you says just 5 more minutes. You negotiate, you lose. You just taught your mind my command is optional. Do this long enough. And you become a person who cannot lead himself, and a person who cannot lead himself will always feel inferior around strong people. So stop negotiating. Make fewer promises. Keep them. Start small, but make it strict. One promise per day that two never break. Maybe it's 10 push-ups. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's reading 2 pages. Maybe it's no phone for the first 30 minutes. Something that makes you slightly uncomfortable, and you keep it every day. Not because it changes your body, because it changes your identity. You start to feel when I say I will do me, it happens. That is confidence. Second, clean your speech. Your confidence leaks through your words. Weak people speak like they are. Guilty, they say sorry for everything. They say think before every sentence. They add maybe. And if that's okay, and I'm not sure, but they laugh after serious statements to soften them. They rush to justify themselves. They overact SHI in. They talk too much. Listen, your voice is not just sound, it is a signal. It tells people how to treat you. So practice this. Say less, mean more. When the power of silence after a boundary you speak, slow down. When you answer, pause first. Even a short pause can change the whole energy because of pauses. I'm not afraid of silence. And the person who is comfortable in silence is usually the person with power. You don't need to sound smart. You need to sound certain. Not certain about everything, certain about yourself. Third, fix your posture. Fix your breath. People ignore this because it seems too simple, but confidence is physical. A collapsed chest tells your brain danger. Protect yourself. A shallow breath tells your nervous system we are under threat. And then your thoughts start racing. So before you do anything social, do this. Stand tall. Relax your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Breathe slowly into your belly. Long exhale. Do it again. Now walk. You are telling your body we are safe. When your body feels safe, your mind becomes clear. When your mind becomes clear, you become confident. Fourth, build boundaries like a wall. Confidence becomes comfortable being disliked. Freedom starts here. That scares people is not about buying grude. It's about being clear. Most people don't set boundaries because they fear conflict. So, they tolerate small disrespect. They say yes when they want to say no. They accept last-minute changes. They accept being ignored. They accept being used, and then they wonder why they feel weak. Every time you tolerate what you hate, you train yourself to hate yourself. So start with small boundaries. When someone speaks over you, you calmly continue your sentence. You don't shrink. When someone jokes at your expense, you don't laugh to fit in. You'll look at them calm and say, don't talk to him like that. No anger, no drama, just a statement. And then silence. Do you know silence is powerful here? Because, wake. People feel silence with fear. They rush to explain. They rush to soften. They rush to make it comfortable again. But if you can hold silence after a boundary, you send a message. I mean it, and that makes people adjust. No Deverian, some will leave. Let them leave. Fifth, become comfortable being disliked. This is where confidence becomes terrifying, because the biggest control mechanism in society is the fear of disapproval. People will do anything to stay liked. It will betray stop comparing, return to your lane fast themselves. They will lower their standards. They will laugh at things that hurt them. They will tolerate disrespect. They will pretend to be something they are not. All for the drug of acceptance. But the moment you become okay with being disliked, you become free. Now people can't manipulate you with social pressure. They can't threaten you with gossip. They can't make you beg. You can't say the truth. You can walk away. You can't stand alone. And the person who can't stand alone is powerful, but don't misunderstand. Being okay with being disliked doesn't mean becoming cold. It means your self-respect is not for sale. You can still be kind. You can still be respectful. You can still be gentle. But you are not desperate. Desperation is the smell predators love. Confidencer moves that smell. Sixth, stop comparing your behind-the-scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Comparison is a quiet form of self-reliance. Every time you compare, you're telling yourself, my life is not enough. And then you wonder why your confidence at ease. You are poisoning it. So do this daily discomfort training. Confidence through pressure whenever comparison hits. Return to your lane. Ask, what is my next action? Not my next thought, not my next emotion. Action confidence grows from movement, not from mental debate. A seventh, face discomfort daily. Your confidence is directly tied to your relationship with discomfort. If you run from discomfort, you run from growth. If you face discomfort, you face power. Do something very day that makes your mind complain. The mind will say, why are we doing this? Good. That complaint is the sound of weakness leaving your body. Cold shower for 30 seconds. Hard conversation you're avoiding. Gym session when you feel lazy. Work session when you want distraction. Say no when you want to please. Speak up when you want to hide. If you do this daily, something happens quietly. Stop seeing discomfort as danger. You start seeing it as training, and when discomfort no longer scares you, people no longer scare you. Because what are people really? They're just discomfort. A look, a comment, a judgment, a rejection. If you can train yourself to face emotional control, the world tests your reactions calmed in your body and your habits, then social pressure becomes small. Now, let's talk about the part people don't say out loud. Sometimes people will react badly when you become confident. They will say, you're different. They will feel threatened. They will try to bring you back to your old role. Because every relationship has a pattern. And when you change, the pattern breaks. Some people enjoyed you being insecure. Why? Because it made them feel superior. Some people enjoyed you being available. Why? Because they could use you. Some people enjoyed you being quiet. Why? Because you didn't challenge them. So when you become confident, you will see what was actually for you and who was only comfortable with you when you were small. This is painful, but it is also cleansing because confidence doesn't just change you. It reveals everyone. Now I'm going to give you a mental shift hat, changes everything. Stop trying to be confident. Start trying to represent a person who is truly present. Does not worry about what face he is making. He does not monitor every word to see if it sounded cool. He does not presence training. Listen fully, answer calmly, rehearse his personality. He is there in presence is magnetic. Presence scares people because it's rare. Most people are not present. They are in their head. They are thinking, do they like me? Do I look weird? What should I say next? So they are not truly listening. They are performing. But when you become represent, you see clearly, you speak clearly, you move clearly, and people feel seen. That makes some people uncomfortable because they can't hide their games from you. Presence is confidence without acting. To train presence. When someone speaks to you, listen fully. Don't plan your reply while they talk. Look at their eyes, note aggressively. Steadily, not slowly. Then ends were simply, not fast, simply. That calm speed, that clarity, it changes your energy. Now, a reminder. Confidence that scares people should not become a cruelty. Some people become confident and then they become arrogant. That is not strength. That is a mask. Real strength is calm. Real confidence doesn't need to humiliate anyone. It doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to win every conversation. It protects your energy, environment, focus, discipline, and need to be right all the time. It doesn't need to announce itself. It just is. And you know it's real when you can stay calm, even when someone tries to provoke you, because provocation is sadist. The word is always testing. Can he make you react? If they can make you react, they can control you. So here is a training moment you need. The next time someone disrespects you, watch thine pulse to react. Feel it rise in your chest. Feel the heat now. Breathe slow and ask yourself, what is the strongest stress pose? Not the loudest, not the most emotional, the strongest. Sometimes the strongest response is acum boundary. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's walking away. Sameta Mazids, saying we're done here and then. Leaving, no speech, no drama, just action. That is power. Because power is not in the argument. Power is in the ability to remove yourself. Now imagine who you become if you practice this for months. Your mind becomes quieter. Your body becomes steadier. Your speech becomes cleaner. Your standards rise, your boundary restraint. Your distractions reduce. Your self-rest grows. Then one day you'll look up and realize you don't try to be why people act weird when you level up confident anymore. You just move like a person who knows he can handle life, and when you move like that, certain people will start behaving differently around you. Some will respect you more. Some will try to impress you. Some will stop making jokes they used to make. Some will stop interrupting you. Some will stop taking you for granted. Some will feel nervous. Why? Because you no longer give them the old signals. You no longer signal, please accept me. You signal, I accept myself. And this is the part that most people avoid. But you must face it. If you want that level of confidence, you must stop needing people. Needing is what kills confidence. Needing makes you compromise your values. Needing makes you tolerate Chris. Needing makes you chase. Needing Makasu, nervous. So build your own base, build skills, build routines, build physical strength, build discipline, build your finances, build your health, build your mind. The more you build, the less you beg. And the less you beg, the more confident you become, the identity shift. From needy to rooted Beckos, you're not trying to get your value from someone else. You bring your value. Now, let's talk about fear Beckos. Behind insecurity, there is fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of embarrassment, fear of failure, fear of being seen. So here is a simple practice set that will change you. Do the thing you fear in small doses. If you fear speaking, speak a little more than you want to. If you fear eye contact, hold it 1 second longer. If you fear being judged, dress slightly better and walk outside anyway. If you fear making mistakes, start a project and allow it to be imperfect. Your fear is not a stop sign, it's a direction. The fear points to the place you must train, and every time you face it, your confidence increases. Not because you want, but because you prove to yourself, I can survive. That's what confidence really is. Survival trust. The ability to say, even if it goes wrong, I will handle it. Now you also need to stop final intensity push. Be the person you. Respect no negotiation lying, because many people can't be confident. They live a double life. They say they want one thing, but they do Thor. They say they value discipline, but they waste their day. They say they want respect, but they disrespect themselves. They say they want peace, but they choose chaos. This inner contradiction creates anxiety. Your mind cannot be calm when you live against your own truth. Soul-line your life, even if slowly, even if imperfectly. Start telling the truth in small ways. If you don't want to go, say no. If you don't agree, don't fake it. If you need time, say, you need time. If you made a mistake, admit it. Truth creates inner stability. Stability creates confidence.